Why isn't Palestine recognized as a fully sovereign country despite its long-standing quest for statehood? This question touches on a complex tapestry of historical events, international politics, and ongoing conflicts. In this video, we'll delve into the multifaceted reasons behind Palestine's controversial status on the world stage. Stay with us as we explore the historical, political, and social factors that shape this issue. Number 1. Historical context. To understand why Palestine isn't officially recognized as a country, we must start with the historical context of the early 20th century. After the collapse of the Ottoman Empire following World War I, the League of Nations granted Britain the mandate to govern Palestine. The British mandate was a period marked by rising tensions between Jewish and Arab communities. The 1947 UN Partition Plan was a critical turning point. The plan proposed dividing Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states, with Jerusalem as an international city. Jewish leaders accepted the plan, seeing it as a path to establish a homeland for the Jewish people. In contrast, Arab leaders rejected the partition, arguing it was unfair and violated the rights of the local Arab population. This rejection led to increased violence and conflict, culminating in the end of the British Mandate and the declaration of the State of Israel in 1948. The immediate aftermath was marked by the First Arab-Israeli War, which significantly impacted the Palestinian territories. Number 2. Establishment of Israel. The declaration of the State of Israel in 1948 was followed by a series of wars and conflicts that shaped the modern Middle East. The First Arab-Israeli War saw Israel not only establish itself, but also expand beyond the borders set by the UN Partition Plan. The war resulted in the displacement of a large number of Palestinians, many of whom became refugees. In the subsequent years, the Arab-Israeli conflict continued to evolve, with several key wars including the 1956 Suez Crisis and the 1967 Six-Day War. The latter was particularly significant as Israel captured the West Bank, Gaza Strip, Sinai Peninsula, and Golan Heights, territories that were intended for a future Palestinian state under the UN Partition Plan. The occupation of these territories has been a core issue in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Number 3. 1967 Six-Day War. The 1967 Six-Day War had profound implications for the Palestinian quest for statehood. Israel's victory led to the occupation of the West Bank and Gaza Strip, areas that had been designated for a Palestinian state. This occupation was met with international condemnation and has been a source of ongoing conflict and tension. The United Nations Security Council Resolution 242 called for Israel to withdraw from occupied territories and recognize the inadmissibility of the acquisition of territory by war. However, despite numerous resolutions and international pressure, Israel's control over these territories persists. This situation has created significant obstacles for Palestinian statehood, as the occupied territories are central to the concept of a future Palestinian state. Number 4. Oslo Accords and the Palestinian Authority. The Oslo Accords, signed in the 1990s, marked a significant step toward resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The Accords established the Palestinian Authority, PA, and granted it limited self-governance in parts of the West Bank and Gaza. This was a historic moment for Palestinians, as it was the first time they had formal recognition and administrative control in some areas. However, the Oslo Accords did not resolve key issues such as the status of Jerusalem, the right of return for Palestinian refugees, and the final borders of a potential Palestinian state. The failure to address these critical issues has led to ongoing frustration and conflict, preventing the realization of full Palestinian statehood. Number 5. International recognition and UN. Palestine has made strides in gaining international recognition. In 2012, the UN General Assembly granted Palestine non-member observer state status. This was a symbolic victory for Palestinians, as it allowed them to participate in UN General Assembly debates and join various international treaties and organizations. Despite this recognition, Palestine is not a full member state of the United Nations. Key countries, including the United States and several Western nations, have not officially recognized Palestine as a sovereign state. This lack of universal recognition affects Palestine's ability to function as a fully sovereign entity on the global stage. Number 6. Role of the United States and Israel. The role of the United States and Israel is pivotal in the debate over Palestinian statehood. The U.S. has long been a staunch ally of Israel, providing significant military and economic support. This relationship heavily influences U.S. policy towards the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and impacts international perspectives on Palestinian statehood. Israel's policies and security concerns also play a critical role. Issues such as the expansion of settlements in the West Bank, security measures, and ongoing military operations contribute to the complex dynamics of the conflict. These factors complicate the process of achieving a two-state solution and impact the international community's stance on Palestinian statehood. Number 7. Internal Palestinian divisions. Internal divisions within Palestinian leadership further complicate the path to statehood. The split between Fatah, which controls the West Bank, and Hamas, which governs Gaza, represents a significant obstacle. This division has led to political fragmentation, difficulties in governance, and challenges in negotiating with Israel and the international community. Efforts to reconcile these factions have been made, but deep-seated differences and conflicts of interest persist. The lack of a unified Palestinian leadership affects the effectiveness of diplomatic efforts and hampers progress toward a cohesive and internationally recognized Palestinian state. Number 8. Ongoing conflict and peace efforts. The ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict continues to be a major impediment to Palestinian statehood. Cycles of violence, military operations, and uprisings contribute to instability and make the prospect of peace seem distant. Various peace initiatives and negotiations have attempted to address the conflict, but achieving a lasting resolution has proven elusive. Key issues such as the status of Jerusalem, borders, security arrangements, and the right of return for Palestinian refugees remain contentious. Until these issues are resolved and a comprehensive peace agreement is reached, the recognition of Palestine as a sovereign state will remain in question. Number 9. Impact of international diplomacy. International diplomacy plays a crucial role in the recognition of Palestine. The support or opposition of major global powers, regional actors, and international organizations significantly influences Palestine's quest for statehood. Diplomatic efforts, resolutions, and negotiations all contribute to shaping the current status of Palestine. The dynamics of international politics, including alliances, trade relations, and geopolitical considerations, affect how nations and organizations approach the issue of Palestinian statehood. The complex interplay of these factors continues to shape the international community's stance on Palestine. The question of why Palestine isn't considered a fully sovereign country involves a complex interplay of historical events, political dynamics, and ongoing conflicts. From the early 20th century to the present day, various factors have shaped the current status of Palestine and its quest for statehood. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth explorations of global issues. Thanks for watching.